Have you ever fantasized about seeing dead people before? Good, neither do I. Well, here's the thing. You do not have a choice. It's not a new concept that X character can see Y thing. That shit is all this time. But this one absolutely nails that concept. The ghosts are not just random NPCs no-clipping through the walls at times. It's more so that she can actually see a separate world they are living in. I mean, actually good horror mangas are a rare breed these days. The best ones were written like 10 years ago, nah, make it 20 for that matter. Anyway, you get the point what I'm trying to make. Let's be real here also. The majority of horror movies, for that matter, are also stale as fuck. But they have one trick on you, which is jump scares. Cheap, boring and predictable. It's downright a cheap trick that gets you almost every time. More so the fact that you will eventually get tinnitus from it. Mangas, however, cannot resort to this embarrassing trick. They have to purely resort to atmosphere building, and that is not an easy thing to do at all. The slightest misstep and you end up in the circus. And what I'm trying to say is, how can a book jump scare you? For once, the monsters are actually amazingly terrifying. The amount of detail for something that is just present for few panels or pages is something that others make a whole story around. Each ghost has its own story to tell, just by their looks alone. Alright, minor spoiler warning for this one. The world building does not get enough credit, even though it's one of the most praised things about this manga. This manga was easily a 7 or 8 until chapter 9 comes around, and absolutely blows it out of the water. It's an ordinary day for most of us, eating breakfast with the family before school and work. This monster in particular isn't worse than any other we've seen so far, but the reaction is a rather unusual one. That's when I realized I was in for something else. If you told me that comedy and horror mixes well with each other, I would tell you to put the pipe down, to be honest. But after reading this manga, you are a modern day Platos. This is the type of manga you didn't know you needed, but was looking for.